Go big or go home. If you ain't finna go hard every day, come and give it all you got. It might not be for you because somebody else hungry like me. My passion when I did my interview, they said if you can sell this product as good as you can sell yourself, we'd be lucky to have you. We love your energy, we love your passion. We can feel your energy through the screen. If you ain't got that passion, you ain't driven, it's always gonna be somebody ready to step up to the plate because they ready. They already ready. So the next one, after performance based, another reason you do not want to get into sales, tech sales, is because it's communication based. And I'm gonna let Tia handle that one. I'm gonna let her take it away.
Yeah, so just to also expand on what you were talking about in regards to performance based, just to expound a little bit more onto that, as you talked about being performance based and being a top performer, I think it goes a little bit further than that too, because a lot of people get into this because they see these big salaries, but they fail to realize a lot of times it comes with a base. So if you're not consistently performing, you're going to be stuck at that base. And it depends on what company you work for. Your base might not be all that great. So you have to continuously perform. That communication base, listen, if you are the type of person that does not like talking on the phone, does not like communicating with people on a regular, you this is not for you. Okay, I can say that firsthand, being somebody who could not wait to break into sales and break into tech, and not realizing until I got into it that this is constant communication. You have to be the type of person that likes talking to people, that is very personable. And I find myself to be a very personable individual, but I don't always feel like talking to people.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
if,
100%.
if you're not a person that likes to constantly be on the phones, because that's what your job is going to be, then this might not be for you.
100%. And just expounding on what she just said, what else goes into that is discipline. So I always tell my mentees this. Like I said, I'm a tech sales coach and mentor. So reach out to me. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna give you everything I wish somebody would have gave to me. If it was somebody like me and my journey that was just helping everybody that they could personally change lives, I would have been so appreciative for that and grateful. So that's why I do this and I give back. So y'all make sure to reach out to me. But it's what I teach all my mentees, right? Like she just said, communication, discipline within that communication. So discipline outreach. You're gonna have this. If you got a meeting tomorrow, you're gonna have to book this meeting. You're gonna have to reach out to them an hour before. You're gonna have to send them an email with the link. You're gonna have to be on your P's and Q's. You're gonna have to be organized, meticulous. That's discipline, communication. So the key skills within the craft: cold emailing, objection handling, lead nurturing, relationship building, cold calling, cold emailing. These is your skills. This is it's riches and niches, or riches and niches. Meaning you need to master these skills. You need to perfect your craft. So that's why she says if you don't like communication and you can't you can not like you can be an introvert. So I seen that conversation on LinkedIn, like introvert or
Mhm.
extrovert, which one better for sales? You could be an introvert and still do
Yeah,
this. You
you
don't have to be
still
like
could.
me, right? You don't have to be like me where you passionate, even though you might not. Now I'm an extrovert. I ain't gonna sit here and I ain't saying I'm an introvert, but even if you was an introvert, if you just had the passion to learn and the passion to be successful, you let that carry, you let that passion carry on to the phones, and you're gonna be successful at what you do. So the next reason is adaptability. So this is a very flexible and adaptable job. What do I mean by that? So you got a script that you might run, or some companies it ain't no game plan. They're gonna say, "We hired you because we knew you could figure it out. So go figure it out." Now you gotta just figure it out. You gotta study LinkedIn. You gotta read books. You gotta do whatever you can to figure out what to say on this phone to convince these people to come to these meetings. So I had a script, and you might use one script, then they might say, "Hey, we just went to this conference with all of our ICPs, ideal customer personas. We need you to pitch and get them to a meeting. Like, go ahead, here the list." They ain't even gonna tell you what to say. So if you're not adaptable, because now you can't say the exact same thing because this is a different context. Now you're calling somebody off a list. You don't know what they got going. Now here's a different list. Now you're doing this script and it's working, but 60% of your team get fired because it's a volatile role. Now they saying, oh yeah, that script you was doing, don't do that no more. That was such and such script. We just let him go because that script we ain't rocking with that no more. Now you got to be adaptable. You got to change. You got to be solid enough to adapt and be versatile. Switch your script up just like that, and ooh, you right back on it. You got to be adaptable. So then you're gonna have to learn a product or an industry. So I'm currently working out in the metals industry. When you want to build something, you want to build a building, a rail, a sign, stairs. You got to fabricate the metal, meaning you got to roll it, bend it, form it, shear it, weld it, water jet, laser. I ain't know about none of this stuff before I got to my role. That's what made me so successful, is my passion and learning. So I was very adaptable, and I studied this stuff. As soon as I got my role, I was studying day in and day out. I don't know how I'm gonna be successful in this, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna study it. My whole company, you might work at a startup, and you like my company where we change our structure frequently, and that's to say the least. You feel me? So you got to be adaptable. You might have new software. You might go from this to HubSpot. You might implement Gong. You might incorporate this. You got to be adaptable. If you're not an adaptable person and you can't learn to do this and pick up new skills, try new things, you got to be experimentative. You might send out some cold emails, cold calls. They don't work. Then you try 3, 4 different scripts. Now this one's working. Okay. So that's my tip for y'all, to be experimentative. If something ain't working, change it. And if something is working, you want to stick with it. So for the next one, I'm gonna let Tia handle this one. We're gonna talk about rejection.
Yes. So with rejection, whew, you have to be comfortable facing rejection sometimes on a regular, depending on what your job title. Well, you do have to be comfortable facing rejection, period, because people are not going to say no to you. I mean, yes to you all the time. Let's be realistic, especially in sales. So if you're not the type of person that takes rejection well, this is not for you. Um, you do have to make a high volume amount of calls. You do have to schedule meetings. Um, some of the time it's gonna be no. You know, some of the time you're not gonna be able to get past the gatekeeper. It's just a reality. Like you're not going to always get a yes. And